Where to begin? Where to begin? What's going on? What's going on with the psychological operations? Hawaii sent out that false emergency alert only a month after they started assessing their nuclear warning system, for the first time since the Cold War, no less. 2 days following, Japan sent out a similar alert that happened to be a false alarm as well. Now, if you didn't already know, a day before the Hawaiian incident, mainstream news media, as if mere serendipity, were conducting an interview in the very room the button that sent out the panic bell was mistakenly pushed. Absolutely incredible. What's with these mistakes, right? 9 days before the Las Vegas shooting at the Harvest Festival, 11 days from the anniversary of September 11th, Southern California residents received an ominous emergency alert which, according to Cox and Spectrum Cable, was mistakenly transmitted. That's 3 emergency alerts, all mistakes. Hawaii, Southern California, and Japan. Why don't you just search bar psychological operation and then you tell me what these really were? Then, right before 2018, the US, Japan, China, and Russia decide to shoot stuff up into the atmosphere all within a week of each other. As some scrambled to figure out what's going on, the media became saturated with the S-hole scandal. Things just seem off in the last couple years. In 2015 and 2016, forces such as the U.S. Special Operations Command conducted unconventional warfare exercises dubbed Jade Helm, while in 2017, agencies like FEMA performed various disaster preparation drills, one of which being Operation Gotham Shield. If the powers that be are preparing for general crisis, that's fair enough, but why aren't the people being readied as well? Things aren't making sense. Why are corporations consolidating and AI robots attaining citizenship? Why are all the presidents related? 12-year-old, right, circa 2012, discovered essentially by happenstance after her class was assigned a genetic origins project that all but one U.S. president, Martin Van Buren, are related to King John Lackland of England. King John is historically known as a tyrant. He's the signer of the Magna Carta of the House of Plantagenet, more famously known as the villain in Robin Hood. Initially, she was unable to trace Van Buren to King John, but not long after this information came out, another researcher was able to link Van Buren to Eleanor of Aquitaine, John's mother, making Eleanor the progenitor of U.S. presidents. Now, this includes Obama and Trump. I had to do the digging myself. Obama is 9th cousins to Cheney and 11th cousins to Bush. 16th, 23rd cousins, sure, why not? On some level, we're all related, right? 9th is getting pretty close. Now, I said Trump, so yes, Trump is related to King John, but guess who else? Hillary Clinton. So it doesn't matter who would have won the presidency. Hillary Clinton is related to Trump through John of Gaunt, the first Duke of Lancaster, and the Duchess of Lancaster. So there is that link there. So how come they say almost anyone can be president? You have to be a natural-born citizen, live here for over a decade, 14 years I believe, and be 35 years of age. With those being the generic requirements, what are the statistical odds, if we're being intellectually honest, that out of 324 million Americans, only family members are elected with the same common ancestor? Well, according to the Orator of Truth Wikipedia, possibly up to a third of Americans could be linked to royal blood. But what I find interesting is that in 1776, America was supposed to be independent from the rule of these bloodlines. I'm not implying anything sinister here. I'll leave you to conclude or search bar this on your own. What's important to know is that even though everything isn't always made immediately obvious to us, all you have to do is scratch the surface to realize we aren't being told everything. The dynamics of things are changing, and I mean they are changing rapidly. The carrot-on-a-stick economics has us running in place. Do we live to work or work to live? Should we be working for the money or should the money be working for us? See, I live here in California, and we're among the top 5 states in America that Americans are making an exodus from. Why? Laws and politics are enough on their own, but the cost of living is exorbitant, from a bag of chips to a milkshake. I kid you not, we're fighting for #1 most expensive state to live in the nation. Gas tax just went up here, property tax, sales tax, state tax, income tax, and don't get me started on the housing. There are parts of San Francisco where you can get something the size of a closet for $2,500, $3,000. What's worse is when people leave from their respective states, they try to bring their S-hole laws with them. Why do we need stoplights in the country where 3 cars pass all day? Why is it that some parents or guardians can face legal action, fines, even jail time for not shooting poison into their kids' veins? And they are poisons. While we're on the topic, let's ask why vaccines are preserved with formaldehyde, which is used for embalming a corpse. Why would they be preserved with thimerosal, which is virtually 50% mercury? Doctors tell pregnant women not to consume excessive seafood because of the dangerous mercury can pose to the fetus. So why are we injecting toxins directly into an innocent who hasn't developed the biological mechanisms to cope with it? Crazy enough, in April 2002, by recommendation of the CDC, pregnant women and young children began receiving annual flu shots preserved with mercury. The average flu vaccine contains about 25 micrograms of thimerosal. The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, safety limit is 5 micrograms. If a child is inoculated with just one vaccine, they could be receiving more than 4 times the safe amount of mercury in a day. Look, if you're lucky enough to get out of here while you still can, don't bring California with you. I think it's high time people started waking up to what's going on around them. I talk to immigrants and migrants all day, and they know what's going on in this country and in their country, while the citizens are clueless. And that's saying something. There's a lot of card-carrying Democrats and Republicans who don't know a thing about what's going on, because if you think this is just solely a physical manifestation, you're more short-sighted than you think. Evil in this world is perpetuated by more than just men in business suits, and until we understand that, until we add that element into this, well, there's no hope of understanding. We're faced with the imminent threat of 5G, of automation and artificial intelligence, breeding a future of less skilled and employed people. Look, all I'm saying is if we aren't careful, if we don't start scrutinizing, and I mean today, the direction our elites, our leaders are taking us, we will wake up to regret this. I'm not fear-mongering. The goal is to be prudent, not paranoid. Just remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. California Carter, signing off.